all this COVID craziness broke out and the world turned upside down, I put out a meme that went something like this. A pastor stands up in the pulpit and says to the congregation, "In church today, we're looking at two candidates. One's name is Jesus and the other is Lucifer. We will present the basics of each of their platforms and then you can decide for yourself. The choice is entirely up to you because we don't endorse candidates." See, the Bible calls pastors shepherds, and their job is not only to nourish and feed the flock, but to protect the flock. They're supposed to see the danger approaching and either guide the flock around it, or they place themselves between the sheep and whatever is threatening them. A good shepherd will actually give his life for his sheep. And I love to tell people about the 35th District. I tell them we've got 4 churches with about 10,000 members each. That's at least 40,000 Christians right there. And that's not even counting the hundreds of smaller churches we have from Pomona to Fontana all the way down to Eastvale. Hundreds of churches. But then I hear, doesn't matter. Christians don't vote. And you know they're right. But why? For the first time ever in this area, we have an actual born-again believer running for Congress who is willing to publicly stand for our Judeo-Christian principles and values in front of God and man. A veteran who has sworn an oath to defend our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, so help me God. You know how many of our pastors have contacted me to sit down and discuss the biblical issues we're facing as a nation and as a state? Things like gender and racism and family and marriage and homosexuality, you name it. These are biblical issues. And do you know how many of these shepherds have contacted me to assess my belief on these issues in light of the impact this office will directly have on our families and our churches? 0. Not 1. So when you ask yourself, why don't Christians get involved and vote? Why are they so disengaged with what's going on in our state and our nation? Well, you really can't blame them. They're simply following the example set by their shepherd.